and just want to thank everyone from Wendy's Gallery, Jan, everybody in this room. Thank you for coming, everyone who supported us. So I want to read this short thing. This is a story of Leonora's. She wrote in the early 1960s, and it ends with this quote: "Even though you won't believe me, my story is beautiful, and the serpent that sang it from out the well." So, Opus Siniestrus, the sinister work. Much of this is not going to seem beautiful to you because it is dealing with a world in which the men have killed all women. So, spoiler alert, it's going to get dark very quickly. But I also want to say, like, when you afterwards you look at that portrait of the cauldron with the cannibals, you're going to see that scene in this play. When you see these masks, these were designed for the cannibal scene. So there are 6 masks here, and the actors would be dancing with these, moving. And her imagination is so wild and unfettered. And, you know, she was raised to belong in Downton Abbey. So she had to break all the windows and burn down the house and go to Paris and then go to Mexico. And she's just so brave. That's what the actors and I think when we look at these pictures. So I just wanted to say that because it's very strange, and she leaves out many things that would normally be in a play. But if you think of this almost like a book for children about the horrors of what we do to each other, and you think about the fact that she wrote this in 1969, and she has bee colony collapse in here. She has she foresaw all of this. It really becomes frightening because it feels like, oh, there was a deep thing that she was connected to. So, saying all that, that's like a really tall order, so I had to get the best actors I know to do this in 2 days. So I just want to introduce them. I'm just going to say your name and you guys say what you're playing, okay? So I don't screw it up. So here we have Mr. Stefan Petway.
How you doing? I'm playing the Butcher, and I'm also playing Ostrich.
And Mr. Joel Garland.
I'm playing the Boogeyman.
Danielle Delgado.
I'm playing the rat and the computer and other things.
Mr. John Kelly.
I'm playing a doctor, a witch doctor, and the voice.
Ms. Dale Souls.
I'm playing Mina, one of the older madams in the universe, and others.
Yes. Ms. Ashleen Pembroke.
I'm playing the astrologer and others.
And Shay.
Hi, I'm Shay Bonfort. I'm playing the publicity jerk and policeman, police officer, and others.
So, without further ado, I'm going to turn it over for Opus Siniestrus by Leonora Carrington. Enjoy.
Prologue. Bright light, avoid. Door slams. Violent and sordid domestic quarrel. The radio is on and accompanies the angry voices.
Drop dead!
I hate you! Despicable jerk!
Poor!
Oh, son of a bitch!
Ah, ugly!
Bald!
Old bag!
Money!
Okay, starve then!
All these
Just drinking with the boys! Who's she?
I don't think so.
You know, I might as well not care. We do not cinema!
Divorce!
At least an intellectual.
More like a traveling salesman! And there's a
Bad breath.
Oh, the rent!
Last installment on carpet. Broken marriage.
Back to my family.
Your mother, old sock.
Your father left his old socks.
Stop loving you years ago.
Nothing left.
No time!
No time. No time.
Pistol shot. Radio snaps off. Door slams.
The end. The end. The end.
Scene 1. The curtain opens on an empty square in the center of which is a giant clown. Wide open, empty. Prolonged screaming. The end, the end, the end. Which turns into the cry of seabirds. And the sound of breakers on a beach. The facade of a ruined supermarket appears, a desolate beauty parlor. The clam now appears like a disused fountain in the center of a square in a large, lifeless town. One by one, women appear, veiled or hooded. They moan monotonously, crumble to the ground, behaving like insects under a shower of DDT. Sirens, an ambulance, doctor and 2 nurses appear. Women lift their veils or hoods and expose their faces that are covered with black warts like sick leopards. Doctor and nurses busily inject with large hypodermic syringes. The women die gradually. Nurses drop to the ground.
Oh, doctor dear, we sadly fear our patients we have lost. All the women now are sick. Modern science is helpless.
Laboratory tests, surgery, antibiotics, narcotics, vital organs, aspirin.
Modern science, hygiene, progress.
Both convulse and die.
What fun, dear colleagues. A lovely new disease, a medical dilemma, symposium in Vienna, Rochester, not to mention Russia and Japan. I'll be famous, for I discovered a lunar pox. A microcyclovirus, a cellular symptomitis with swellings of the ends of all the nerves. I'll write out a synopsis of 50 million words, and that interesting detail, it only infects females of every sort of species in the world.
Enter a large rat on wheels.
We brought it from the stratosphere, a lunar bug to a plant right here. So we rats could help you chaps with material for experiments, essential microbic elements for the progress of your scientific toys, to accelerate your destination to a total elimination with a new bacteriological weapon, totally sufficient to kill all living creatures of the earth.
Arm in arm, doctor and rat do a clinical dance, singing in duet.
If it can't be cured,
Say it in Greek.
analyze it anyhow.
Paint it purple.
And if in doubt,
About transplanting our hearts and livers.
which is great publicity.
For a fractural, structural disease.
Men of science from all nations are filled with expectations of the symptoms of a lunar infection.
Electrodal, microfobial, venema.
A plague wagon, wooden, crude, is wheeled in by lepers in Ku Klux Klan suits.
Unclean! Unclean!
They pile the women into the wagons and retire.
Unclean! Unclean!
A huge newspaper unrolls like a toilet roll announcing Boris Johnson, the Trump, and Pope all offer to become pregnant to save the world. Chaos in the White House and the Vatican. Britons applaud Mr. Johnson.
Oh, go it, Boris.
In the Vatican, His Holiness the Pope lies a broken heart, inseminated by a cardinal. After 9 months, only farted. Boris Johnson fares no better than the Pope, but Trump, inflated beyond recognition, swell with astronautic seed, comes out worse. The president turns black, and with an awful explosion, on Sunday night, he bursts.
A boogeyman appears in a night window. He peers through the window and carries it to the front of the stage. He wears the costume of a judge and the black cap of the death sentence. Full gala, in fact.
The awful nursery boogeyman is back among us, creeping through our nights to invade the day. Men of science are helpless as babes in the woods.
Children ride past in their little graves, singing a wood shanty.
Da, 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 da. Step on the moon, burn the birds, tear the leaves from the trees. In shreds, we don't sleep quiet in our own little beds. All the girls in the world are dead.
They trundle off in their little graves, shedding autumn leaves.
Oochery! Poochery! Waka-la-bong, I am the god in the world of men. Mokery, pokery, plague and war, wickery, walkery, more and more, blinkery, bockery, no more women. To nag and chatter and waste our money, the bees all died and there's no more honey. With gin and bombs, we'll conquer all. Moon, Mars, Venus, then the sun. We'll run the race until the race is run.
And after the race, where or from where do the human race arise if you are rid of the women?
Madam Mina has entered in on a motorized sedan chair. She is a colossally fat old woman of 80. She is the ex-madam of a brothel. 3 astronauts bounce in on pogo sticks.
We went to Venus and then the sun.
We ran the race till the race was run.
We couldn't do more. What we've done is done.
We found rich minerals in Mercurian seas.
In crystal mountains of fossilized sphinx.
A petrified fountain that stops to think.
Gametoid monads of Samsidian trodes.
Organized spectrums of leptilian toads.
We did it and done it again and again. We couldn't do more.
What is done is done.
We found the nucleus of homeostasis.
By counting backwards from 0 to naught.
Vermilion octons and Cosmalian roads.
Now we are back to say...
Sorry. We failed. For nowhere did we see a simple...
female.
Well, boys, it looks like you are in a hell of a mess.
Madam Mina lights a cigar.
Man has conquered space, discovered the atom bomb, invented zippers, and diesel engines. That man is Lord of creation.
He waves a flag and fires a revolver. Rousing cheers as in ditto. Madison Avenue publicity jerks in with a mic.
Good evening, boys! We're selling girls in lovely shades from suntan, frozen peach, and purple. Girls with curls and everything, including all the sextras. Only $50 each in pseudo-foamy rubber. Buy Dad a girl for Christmas, boys. Seasonal greeting, Dad! Get yourself a phony doll and throw away your hating pad. Real plug-in electric rods, and boy, are they hot! Exit.
I'm God, and so I know all the truth. And believe me, chaps, all is well and best and most delightful of worlds. If I send you war and plague and death, it's all for your own good. God is love. Now work on. Hope on. Dollars are noble schooling. Just spend a lot and leave the rest to God's almighty ruling.
Creeps, jerks, anthropoids, subcarrion clocks. You put the earth into slavery, murdered her daughters, killed your brothers, polluted the air, and fatted nature. No living things can breathe. And even the seas are poisoned with dead fish and mortal chemicals. Even the skies are not free of your rage and stupidity.
God knows best, and mothers were overprotective. We all hate our mothers. That's mental health, boys. No more
supermarket building.
Gentlemen, I'm sorry to say, no meat today. The cows are dying or dead. The piggies too went cobalt blue, and only a hog was left. Chickens, turkeys, ducks, all fowl have given us no eggs. Not a drop of milk to sell. You have to drink a soda. The sheep committed suicide and only left a ram. All female beasts and birds and fish have totally disappeared. Oh God, what shall we do? There's only toothpaste, deodorants, and canned food. I'm ruined.
Ye of little faith. Just you raise your prices high. Dollars will abound just now. You'll be a millionaire. And if there isn't food to eat...
Nylon socks, electronic clocks, tellies, and gentlemen's lotion. Oh, boys, we're rich. Don't worry, all is well. Fly around the world, see life. Your old lady's not there anymore to clip your wings and remind you the marketing budget doesn't meet family needs.
But what are we going to eat?
On the moon top, when the stomach growls, the space boat will rock, the rocket will split, and it takes not a genius to see we're in the shit.
The ram, the bull, and the Gemini all are signs of men. Cancer, a crustacean, Leo is a lion, Virgo must be sterile, and Libra is a metal. Scorpio, Sagittarius, and Capricorn lack wombs, and everyone knows the Pisces is now dead. So, look to Virgo and ask her, are we lost?
Virgo?
Blasphemation!
What's that?
On a Friday, in my ivory tower, I made a calculation. I looked at darkening continents and said, Mother, lay an egg. Then, through a telescope, a lipid crystal rock, I saw a herd of ostriches and said, what have we here? A tall, tough, straddling creature, a plumid posterior, an ostrich female egg-laying delight? In other words, females alive and laying eggs.
Ostriches?
That is true.
Autriche?
He's mad.
What does he mean?
Mina alights from the sedan chair and wins a blast on a high twirling bugle. Applause as in a hyena at a bullfight.
Gentlemen, order! As my great-grandfather Muhammad Moses always said, a boy in the hand is worth more than an ostrich in a jungle bush. All this fuss over mere females. Brothers, where is your honor as officers and gentlemen? Remember, you are made in God's image. Better to die heroes in the holy wars for peace, in the security of atomic explosions and fallout, than to try to propagate life with an impure race of non-human creatures. Remember, an ostrich is not a man. An ostrich is a bird.
Oh!
War, death, and plague, starvation, the murder of the earth. Is this the fine solution of God's image, human man? Your brains have leaked out through your skulls into your suicide machines. Your empty heads are full of lead and lack organic matter.
Whore, white slave trafficker, drug addict, bitch, anarchist,
Anarchist! Anarchist!
Nevertheless, the fact is clear. You face elimination. So understand me, gentlemen, and this indeed I beg. Your future life may well depend upon an ostrich egg.
Scene 2, a circle, the Rainbow Men. A rainforest in the Amazon, Central Africa, somewhere like that, probably an unknown jungle. A large female effigy of a fabulous nature presides the ritual. The creature is faintly recognizable as an ostrich with breasts. A horde of multicolored cannibals of unknown origins executing a large religious ritual around which a cauldron sits, bound and gagged Tarzan, Superman, Hopalong Cassidy, and Hitler. Each cannibal is somehow reminiscent of a sign of the zodiac, perhaps. They are 12 around the pot, which is a crude imitation of the planet Earth, bluish. They move and converse with signs and with musical instruments of obsolete sounds and construction. The only recognizable instrument is a tall tom-tom shaped like a pear. The conversation is rhythmic in sound and movement.
Cannibal number 1, Aries. Ram, bam, bam, etc., sheep protesting in a slaughterhouse, roaring cardinal fire, butting and stamping, fear.
Cannibal number 2, Taurus. Bull roar like antique Celtic instrument, miming the goring of an enemy, rage.
Cannibal number 3, Gemini. Twins, twinkling, stringed instrument with peevish quarreling sound, 2 minor notes.
Cannibal number 4, Cancer. A crayfish, the sound of water and bells, Moorish, a schooner's blast.
Cannibal number 5, Leo. Bees and honey, warm purring on rough surface, biblical. Weaving and pouncing movement.
Cannibal number 6, Virgo. A thin white shriek phantasmagoric through an instrument constructed like an anxious vagina, harpish.
Cannibal number 7, Libra. Metallic, swinging, hypnotic.
Cannibal number 8, Scorpio. Strangled, gasping with a long, agonized scream, sound of a person drowning.
Cannibal number 9, Sagittarius. Whistling and galloping trains, airplanes, underground transportation. Hysterical whinny of a questing stallion, fire.
Cannibal number 10, Capricorn. Crunching, yodeling, the crash of falling rocks. Pebbles and showers, earth groans, pot bubbles angrily. Goat leaping and prancing, subterranean cataclysms, quarking, shaking, pain, ancient gestures.
Cannibal number 11, Aquarius. A woman's voice, treble. Released space rocket. Take care, look before you leap. Human treble, rising till lost in a bat shriek. Wind in a forest, rising and falling.
Cannibal number 12, Pisces. 2 sharks in Mortal Kombat. Pouring rain, machine guns, explosion, death, falling bodies, far away trumpets.
The circle is complete. They make reverent signs to the ostrich effigy, and a witch doctor emerges from the bird's belly carrying a large egg in a nest. The cannibals fall on their faces in ecstatic adoration. Tarzan, Superman, Hopalong Cassidy, and Hitler struggle in the pot. Cannibal number 7 hits them on the head with a large onion. They subside.
Only egg in the world. Bad man pay much dolly for egg. Rainbow man no give egg to dang man. Bad man big fool. Only kill him, no eat. I, only myself, big brother Boo-ha-ha, know how to make chicken in egg.
Boo-ha-ha raises the egg like host in a mass. The cannibals make reverent noises from avocado squeaks, stumbling, sucking, clucking to humming mansala prayers, followed by a holy hissing sizzling from a giant cobra that glides in a top hat. The astrologer appears disguised as a flowering fern shrub. He takes surreptitious snapshots of the witch doctor and attendant cannibals. 6 of the cannibals go out and return with outsized vegetables. which they add to the pot of fur. Hitler climbing out of the pot.
Nein, all hell, Achtung, help!
He is chased back in the pot by cannibal number 2, who is armed with a trident. Hop along, Cassidy.
Okay, you'll see.
Tarzan.
Oh, help! Jane!
Cannibal number 6, brains in the lobster. Superman.
Kiss me, Bobby dear. This is the end.
Dr. Boo-ha-ha shaking salt vigorously over the captive villains in the pot.
Much very good meaty soup for Big Boo-ha-ha Holy Egg Festival. Tonight big hatching feast. Much good play, Rainbow Men.
He kisses the egg reverently and retires into the ostrich effigy. The fire flares up under the earth pot, and the cannibals sit around chanting in low tones. Hitler, Superman, and Tarzan, realizing the end has come, raise up their voices and sing.
So near, my Lord, to thee.
Within this awful part,
We never thought we'd die as a meal for cannibals and savages. Alone we stand before thee, Lord, with onions, carrots, beans, and cabbages. Darkness.
Curtain. Scene 2.5. Mezzo forest, purgatory, the babes, deadly pale, awful, mauvish. In the wood, sitting in their little graves, playing marbles with marble skulls. They wear lace bonnets and waifs.
Tweet, tweet, the melancholy song of birds. We died of cold and lack of love. Innocent and strange, we haunt the woods. Brave men shudder when they hear our tiny, tiny voices. Prophets for our friends, the birds.
An ostrich walks in, carrying 2 oak leaves in its beak, which it places gently over the babes.
Beware, brother ostrich, bad men hunt the woods.
Who hunts here? A dog? A dinosaur? A bear? A pygmy perchance doth chase upon this gloomy glade a brace of fatty plumed pheasant birds? But stay, dear babes, for yet a while. Not I trust a crocodile.
Go, snake-naked friend, before it's too late. We would not see you follow our sad fate.
What ho, poor ghastly babes! That sadness you foretell, for I run faster far than all the bats in hell.
More frightful of all beasts run rife in the haunted forest. Civilized man, they call him now, and his weapons are most deadly. Fear him, ostrich. No living thing has ever been so cruel.
Alas, I no longer fear death, since the suicide of dear Elizabeth, my birdly mate, last of her kind, leaving only an egg in loving memory.
Who hashes that most precious token? Beware the fangs of men, lest it get broken.
Big Boo-ha-ha, witch and doctor of the Rainbow Men, sits and broods upon the egg as if he were a hen.
Captive egg? Oh, sorrow, if and when that egg becomes a prey of cruel men.
Sharp, wild cries of alarm from the forest beasts. The babes pick up their graves and run.
Beware the sinister gentlemen! Look out! Good creatures, here they come!
The ostrich buries his head under an oak leaf. The beasts of the wood stampede, turtles, leopards, antelopes, kangaroos, and all sorts of assorted fauna in panic. Short and fearful pause. The forest draws in a shuddering sigh. Then only the twitching leaves are heard in the stillness. Immobile, the noble ostrich stands alone with buried head and exposed feathered buttocks. Enter the doctor with a hypodermic, the butcher with a chopper, and the policeman with a machine gun.
The ostrich! Catch her alive!
Plunges the hypodermic needle into the ostrich's right buttock.
Let's open fire before she can protest, for here we have a dangerous anarchist.
Don't fire, you cropped! Here stands our only chance upon earth, bereft of women.
My orders are to open fire on anybody under 90, male or female, crippled or entire.
Close your silly face. Here we may have eggs to sell upon the marketplace.
Stand back, you are all under arrest. It's law now that you can't protest. Everything we say is right. Law is order, and order is all might. Power is power, and law is law, and law is power now. So, anything you say aloud, you go to prison anyhow.
The policeman fires the machine gun, and it fells the ostrich, who dies laughing. The butcher chops off the policeman's head.
Well done! She's dead. Oh, quick, cut out his heart and we'll make a quick transplant. She may survive.
Madam Mina walks majestically on, carrying a fairy wand.
Brave ostrich who died laughing at the stupidity of men. Leave the good heart alone, doctor. Your transplant is sure to fail. The ostrich who lies stiff and dead is nothing but a male.
What?
The astrologer runs in.
The egg! I found the egg! Wild cannibals have a den near here, and Boo-ha-ha, a frightful sorcerer, has stolen the last surviving egg and sits there upon it, egg-napped and hatching as fast as he can. Let's go and win the egg, fighting man to man.
Just stop and think before you commit further stupidities. Your violence has brought nothing but disaster. Better far you three go home, and I shall visit Boo-ha-ha alone.
Tonight, they celebrate a grisly feast. They will drink and dance and eat. And afterwards, no doubt, will fall asleep.
What is their meat?
Cannibals are cannibals. Their meat is man.
You mean tonight their food is human?
That's right.
Not calf? Or pig? Or chickens?
Enough chatter. Vamoose, get going, be gone. Before Boo-ha-ha smells you, carry on.
They disperse in different directions. Curtain.
Scene 3. Squared circle. Same as scene 1. A round bottomless pit in the center of the square. The apocalyptic beasts sit in each corner. Ox, lion, eagle, and angel. The stage is strewn with human bones and empty sardine tins, Sunday Times, etc. The boogeyman walks about, poking the debris with his walking stick.
In heavenly solitude, at last I stand, having rid the universe of that ill-fated vermin, man. In glorious entropy, I reign serene, no past, no present, and no future. Organic life, at rest at last, the stars snuff out, one by one. The cosmic serpent time wound up from tail to head, till eternity itself is dead.
Quack, quack.
The 4 apocalyptic dwarves crawl past on tricycles, whispering.
Triumph! Hooray! Here we are in darkness. Goodnight, doomsday.
A computer wanders about, aimlessly computing.
The Lamb of God was little Bo Peep. We don't know where to find her. And men were left without any meat, so like at the time of Genesis, they devoured each other till nobody was left alive. Singing tra-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la, the world at last is rid of original sin.
Moo.
Quack.
Anyhow, all things end by death, and who says life was good when each of us was everybody else's food?
Lowing of sexless cows. Twilight. Voice is heard from within the pit.
Nobody knows what is the end, nor yet how it all began. If life is gone, or yet to come, if life is all alone, a new volcano, a pyramid, a cone, a spot of jelly in the ocean, stop, paralysis, perpetual busy motion, total drought, all pouring wet, hot, cold, freezing, tepid, a clamshell snapped hermetically shut for generations upon fair Venus, who was called a slut, where mystery was raped and her dead womb in cellophane as butcher's meat. Womanless soul, your only bitter tear shed upon Osiris's foolish corpse in bloody morsels in his tainted beer. One drop of salty brine from Isis' eyes shook the seas again, tidal safe, lapping live from off the trembling earth, whipping the dead to salty broth. Feed life back to death, and death back to unknown. Sound, touch, feeling, sight, smell, and taste, all are alone and gone.
Blackout. A great housefly buzzing. Enter Mina Mina. She is wheeling a trolley of clothes hangers from which swing 13 heads off the decapitated cannibals.
I am the one absolute almighty God. Be gone, you nasty old whore. Drop dead.
Mina Mina buzzing.
My dear, remote antiquity is closer to tomorrow than today. We females multiply, nor do we dare say one or I. And like a herd of swine, we are always whore. Or many, that means life. Unknown again, we, thou, they, not I.
Computer trundles over to Mina Mina.
A fly, a modest buzzing thing that feeds on any horror and will thrive and breed, although the earth seems dead.
Mina Mina opens the top of the computer and peers in.
What have we here? A useful garbage can full of words.
A holy computer, man's supreme invention, my brainchild, my creation.
He tears off his judge's wig and hurls it at Madame Mina Mina. She picks it up carefully and touches it, searching.
Hair. Without a head. And no fleas.
She drops it into the computer.
Antichrist, Antimorphous, Anticlimax. 1 too many, 1 too many, 1 2 1 2 3 and a half, 7 7 half, 3 and 8 2 1.
The computer disappears.
Mummy! Mummy! She broke my computer!
He shouts into the pit.
Oh, Mama!
Voice from the pit.
Yes, my child?
She smashed my computer!
Never mind, Jojo. Mama will buy you a new one for Christmas. Maybe.
I want!
Come in to supper, Jojo.
He is sucked into the pit, and his scream fades into infinite depth. A loud belch from the maw of the pit. Mina Mina, knitting and buzzing quietly.
Once upon a time.
Whistling, creaking, whispering, shrieking, a grunt. Sounds of primordial jungle. A top hat glides in, out of which rears up a cobra with a green apple in his mouth. Mina takes the apple.
Thank you, dear.
She gives the ostrich egg back to the cobra, who swallows it.
Eating the apple. Bird, mother, snake, egg, fruit, water, fire, a cake. A body wrapped inside a bone. Horns, no feet, nor tail, betwixt, between, nor this, nor that. And who is it?
Silence. From the pit, the sound of a large sleeping beast. Snoring and heavy breathing. The lights go out. Sound of creeping and crawling away to rest.
Good night.
Forever no more, and never again. Mean past may not be past. Sleep.